So yeah, I just wanted to talk about Jehovah's Witnesses and the elite Janissary forces and trauma bonding. So basically, the Janissary forces of the Ottoman Empire, they were separated. They were basically children, boys of Christian households who were separated from by the Ottomans from their families and brought up in military indoctrination, Quran indoctrination, and born to be elite fighting units from the very youngest ages. Now, the key thing about this is like breaking down their initial family bonds and reforming it in the organization of the Ottoman Empire and putting the Ottomans sultan and commanders as like parental authorities. So this had the effect of trauma bonding the children to the Janissary fighting forces rather than to the initial families. So we see something very similar happening with the Jehovah's Witnesses, particularly those that are like zealous, because you see the thing is that these were like some of the best fighting forces because their only families were each other in the schools for these fighting schools that they were brought up in. So they had a much closer family bond with each other in this setup than they did with their own parents. So you see a similar effect in Jehovah's Witness children that a lot of times. So basically, especially when they have to give up family to progress. So like my sister, she pursued the pioneering and that, and long story short, but she ended up losing both her brothers. So the point is that and not only that, she also lost the first person that she wanted to have a relationship with, and she was broken down by the organisation with the excessive hour requirements, lack of car, and hilly terrain that we were living in. She was like trying to pioneer at 90 hours a month in hilly terrain, and the one person that lived at the top of the hill, he was divorced, and she obviously felt feelings for him, but it obviously couldn't go anywhere, and then that was blocked by the organisation. And once it's blocked and you have to give it up, then that becomes a trauma bond because now, if you admit it, then you destabilize your current relationship, the one that was approved, the one that like you went through all that pain to an oldie family and everyone would accept. It's just sick, and so yeah, that's why to become trauma bonded, and that's why it's like so difficult to break it out. But the thing is that even the Janissary forces of the Ottoman Empire, once the Ottoman Empire was in like free fall, not even the Janissary forces regiment system could save the empire. So as long as we all the people that leave the organization keep fighting the organization, keep exposing them, keep waking people up, and keep advocating for laws like what's been passed in Sweden recently, um, eventually they can't sustain themselves. But it's also very important to remember that the country that's really pushed back appropriately and decisively once the Australian Royal Commission was exposed was Russia. Um, as uncomfortable as it might be for many people in the West to admit, Russia was the country that said, "Hey, this is unacceptable. This is absolutely beyond acceptance. We can't accept this at all." and this seems like a completely rational response to the level of gaslighting and the level of um, child abuse that were covered up. So yeah, these Norway, Sweden are acting blatantly, and yeah, it seems a step in the right direction. But these are responses to another country that's already like done far more and put its neck on the line to enforce these laws. Because it's a long story, but Russia wasn't actually the first to crack down on cults. The thing is that China wasn't the Jehovah's Witnesses. It was the Falun Gong cult. Now, a lot of people in the West think it's an okay organization, but in China they've found that they've recommend that they don't like take medicine and that few weird practices, but yeah, encouraging the members not to take medicine is definitely a dangerous teaching, and the Chinese found it unacceptable, and the method of like control and that, and so the Chinese authorities, the Falun Gong organized outside of Beijing in like 1999, and they acted decisively, and they cracked down on cults like Falun Gong and other people like Jehovah's Witnesses in their country. And look at the spectacular rise of China in terms of like its artificial intelligence, all its green industrial revolution, and that #1 drone producer, #1 for minerals production, #1 for high-speed rail. As they're accomplishing so much now that they've rejected high control organization and their legitimacy, and they're giving them free rein to just cause chaos, split up families, and distract society from other things. And Russia now is like feared by the West. They are going absolutely all out because they fear that Russia could set an even more clear example to the West that cracking down on these high control cults produces positive results. So can't have that. And well, yeah, there is other things going on with that conflict, a lot of other things, but that's something that they've done that's very, 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 very commendable. Yeah, a lot of other people could take issue, big issues with a lot of the other policies, and I understand that, but that is something that has to be noted, that they've done right, and that they were the first to do right. So all the other stuff that people might not find positive about the country, that is something that they have set the precedent on and set a positive precedent for. But anyway, yeah, it feels validating given everything that's happened in my own life, to see the decisive action that Russia has taken, and calling them an extremist organisation, because it is, because the level of indoctrination after being so trauma bonded, after being so abused by the organisation, is just horrendous. And to watch that happen to your own sister, and then for her to like, because of the trauma bond, to defend the organisation, it's just, and then to not even speak to you, not even hear your point of view, it's just like, yeah, that's why I think it's an extremist organisation. Anyway, please like, share, comment and subscribe if you like this video. Thanks, bye.